Coach Tom McConaughey. I take care of the JV team with Coach Cole Robinson sitting down the end, and Coach Sam Lupa. Graduated from Hamburg in 2012, and then graduated from a small school outside of Cleveland, Lake Erie College in 2016. First, just wanted to say thank you to a few people. So thank you first to Coach Maxwell's, both of them, for being super supportive of everything we do on the JV level. Thanks for Coach Comer for always giving us a hand when he was helping us out. And thank you to Pat Culley, who's not here, but super supportive of everything we do at both levels. Thank you to our trainer, Ray Ann, for taking care of these guys whenever they get banged up. And thank you for setting this up tonight, Mrs. Collins. Really appreciate it. So, gonna just jump in, quickly talk about the season we had on the JV level. Went 10-3, really had a good year. Highlights of the season were beating Clarence, beating St. Joe's in overtime, and then obviously, as always, beating Orchard Park is the highlight of the year. So, great job there. Only 3 losses came to Section 5 teams. Very tight games, well, tight games in one of them, not so tight in the other 2, but I think there was a lot to learn from the losses that we did have in the Section 5 team, and to just keep improving all the time at the JV level and moving into varsity so we can start to beat these guys next year at both varsity and JV. Overall, though, the improvement we made as a team on JV is immense. These guys came in, a lot of them didn't know how to play, how to catch and throw, how to cradle. And by the end of the year, we had some of those players playing both ways, starting, scoring goals, making big defensive plays. Playing versus Rochester teams who there were no players, I'm sure, that were starting that didn't know how to do those things at the beginning of the season. So the level of improvement that we saw was actually just amazing. We had probably 4 or 5 guys who never played really organized lacrosse, and I'd say all 4 or 5 probably started at some position throughout the season. So amazing to see the just overall improvement of the team. And I think that if they continue that improvement, they'll make a huge impact at the varsity level. And honestly, this group of guys is a really good group of kids. They didn't give us much headaches at all. They made every day enjoyable to be up the field, a really fun time. So we can't say thank you from our coaching staff to the players, actually, just for everything they did for us all year, making it easy to come to practice, to teach them how to play, and hopefully teach them stuff about life at the same time. So, other than that, I just want to call up each player individually, and we got a certificate and an H, and then we'll hold the applause until the whole team's up here, and then we got some individual awards afterwards. So, we'll start with our 7th grader, Cole Lucy. Okay, so moving into the freshman class, Charlie, I always mess with his last name, OTB. Nate Jaskolka. I don't know if Ryan Diaz is here today. Ryder Scheffler here. No, Ryder. All right. Dylan Jago. Evan Broncho. Chase McAlpine. Moving into the 10th graders, Brady Buell. I don't think TJ McCann's here tonight, right? No TJ. Okay. Brady Ike. Brenda Reeder. I think both these guys are missing. Patrick and Ryan Wall both missing. So we got Jake Koo. And then we're missing Evan Griffa and Zach Jerome, but last I think is Liam Rogers. And let's give a round of applause to the whole JV team. Just to finish up here, we have 3 awards to give out. I'm going to start with this a new award called the Big Dog Award. So I approached Coach Maxwell with the idea of this award. Kind of wanted to think of something that represents Hamburg Lacrosse, a little bit of grit, a little bit of character, but at the end of the day, just the ability to want to win so bad and just get the job done. And I think this player really just sums that all up. In the winter time, Coach Cole and I were at winter practice, and we thought we might have an issue with his position. And because our current situation, the guy is a little bit unorthodox. He's a little bit, let's say, not as athletic as everyone else. And he's just, kind of just an overall character. But what he does have is a ton of heart. And he plays his butt off, and there's not 1 second that he's on the field that we think that he doesn't want to win more than anybody. He made massive saves in all 3 of our big games versus Clarence, versus St. Joe's, versus Orchard Park. He made a ton of saves in every single Section 5 game just to keep the games close. And I think that he's got a lot of work to do in terms of fundamental lacrosse and improving there, but he can save the ball, and that's what he's supposed to do. So this award goes to Chase McAlpine. Next, we got a Most Improved Award. So, as I mentioned, the whole team had a lot of improvement from day 1 to the last game. But there were a few guys in particular who really made it difficult to pick one for this award. But we had 2 guys come out from the hockey team. And me and Cole and Sam said that we needed to figure out one guy who was probably going to score a ton of goals, and believe that. And we needed a guy who was going to play some long stick midi. And well, I think we did a good job at selecting both positions, but the long stick midi, he really worked his butt off just 24/7 to improve, and honestly just kind of had a natural ability to get ground balls, to be all over the field in plays, and he just never wanted to really come off the field. Overall, I think that if he just keeps working as he did this year and does that improvement again, he can make a massive impact on the varsity level, which is going to be needed because they're vacating something up there is pretty good too. So, Most Improved, continue, just keep working though, is Leah Rogers. Just our MVP at the JV level. This guy has an extreme motor. He is, I'd say, another Hamburg Lacrosse guy. Pretty big character. I I don't know how Coach Cole gets his attitude in check to actually play games, but when he does get him in check, the impact he has is insane on our team. Just the overall energy level of the team is so much bigger when this kid's playing at the level he can play at. We missed him in one of the Section 5 games, and I still think that if he would have played in that game, he would have won that game. So, sadly he's not with us tonight, but Ryan Law, I'm really looking forward to what he can do at varsity level, and just the energy level that he brings to the game. I think our whole team at both JV and varsity should think before a game, I need to play with an energy like Ryan Law and go out there and play intensely, because the guy brings intensity to every game. So, he's not with us tonight, but good round of applause. And then that wraps it up for the JV squad. Thanks again for everyone who has an impact on these kids and helps us do what we can do as coaches. Appreciate it.
So before we get into the awards for the varsity guys, I'll talk about the season a bit. As I mentioned before, the varsity team this spring competed at a very high level, refused to back down to our toughest opponents. I mean, we knew that this team has a whole lot of talent. I mean, a whole lot of the seniors are going to play in college for a reason. We knew that going into the spring, and obviously this year is our first season being able to play out of section teams, having the state tournament back. So we built the schedule extremely challenging on purpose, and I can't say how much I was impressed with our team this spring for not backing down. You know, we played St. Joe's as we did last year, but I mean, playing schools like Pittsburgh, Fairport, those are two school districts that are almost double our size, if not more. And then Canandaigua in the playoffs, Webster Thomas, we've always played them for quite a while. So I can't say how proud I am of them for their effort and hanging in there with those much bigger schools and very good opponents. Every loss within 3 goals, with the exception of a very good Fairport team. We just didn't have the face-offs that day, and we kind of unraveled defensively a little bit, but that's all right. But there's definitely a lot to learn from that one. As there is any loss, you can definitely learn a lot. The season also included a couple hockey-like games, thanks to our face-off and tough defensive units. 4-2 game with St. Joe's early in the season, and 5-3 with Pittsburgh. Returning players, offensive guys, I can almost guarantee that if you score 8 goals or more, we will win. But we finished with an overall record of 14-4, 6-0 in Class B, 10-0 in Section 6. We outscored our league opponents, so in Class B, 75-15. 6 scorers with over 20 points, 7 guys with over 25 ground balls. Our face-off guy, Luke Smeeder, won 195 face-offs, 68%, and picked up 143 ground balls. Very impressive season. But overall, I would say this is an extremely tough team. They brought it every single day. They competed hard in practice, offensive, defensively, all around. And then, I mean, defensively, as you can tell from our losses, all very close games. The defensive unit as a whole played great team defense. They wanted to improve, and both of our goalies stepped up huge when we needed them, and I think they really set the tone for our defense. But like I said previously, this is a quality all-around team from top to bottom. You know, it's always frustrating if you're not playing, but I mean, we have guys that might not get as much playing time that would be starters and do great at other schools in the area. It was rare this year that we got to play Orchard Park in the section championship. I think that gave some more meaning to it, as it's never been done before at Hamburg. None of us ever got to play Orchard Park in the section championship, and we took care of business, beating them for the second time in the season, 10-3, to secure the 10th straight and 14 out of the last 15 section championships. I know that we didn't reach our ultimate goal, the state championship, but I know that we would have been ready for the challenge if we got by the Canandaigua team that we lost by 1-2. Our last game together was great. A full four-quarter game of mostly playing our best lacrosse together, and it's actually pretty entertaining. I knew the second that we got off the bus that we would be ready that day. The team was already dressed in full gear an hour prior to playing. Some guys had their full uniforms on when we left the high school. But when we got off the bus, we had the speaker blasting music. We got off and they told us that the locker room was back in the high school at Willie's with no direction or anything. Our whole team has their helmets on and they're just going. they walked right by the locker room. They're walking to the front of the Willie's entrance. So I think I knew at that moment that we were ready no matter what. Just a bunch of guys on a mission to get the job done. But in our last game with Canandaigua, 6-5 loss, obviously the last game together is always difficult, but I mean, we couldn't really ask for more. All of our guys left it all out there. We competed extremely hard, and the last play of the game basically proves that. You know, we have a timeout, we're man down, 20 seconds left. We double the ball. They throw it away. Derek hops out of that, gets the ground ball, moves it up to Aiden, and Devin gets a shot off that didn't bounce our way that day with 5 seconds left. But, I mean, like I said, we left it all out there every single game. That does not happen every season. Like I said, we played very high competition, and we were right there every single time. I'm extremely thankful and grateful to have taken the field with this team. Up and down ride, just like any season always is. I'm extremely proud of the way that they've all developed into good young men, well-rounded, and they're, like I said earlier, just an absolute blast to be around. There can be times where it's definitely challenging, but overall, a lot of fun with this team, and I'm super proud of them. So now we'll hand out the H's and certificates. be about. This is a great group of seniors, a pretty big group. A lot of these guys have been, they all came up through our youth program together, so they've been together for quite a while. I mean, I can specifically remember us being up at the Sackett's Harbor tournament that we've gone to for a long time when these guys were really little, in like 3rd or 4th grade, probably. But I remember Coach Max, Coach Tom, Coach Cole might have been with us as well. But I remember we weren't coaching the team at the time, but I just remember we're sitting on the sideline and we're like, wow, these guys can really move the ball well. But I mean, the seniors always set the tone for the team. These guys definitely did that. As I said before, a lot of them are going on to play in college for a reason. They work extremely hard. And we couldn't really have asked for much more from them. It's been an absolute pleasure to be their head coach and to be with them up through the youth program. I'm super proud of them. I know they'll all do great things in the future here in whatever they do. So thank you guys. Now we'll go through the juniors here. Lucas Farwell. Charlie Bell. Jared Penningfield. Josh Gregory. Ryan Jaga. Aiden Matthias. Andrew Patron. Emmett Reeder. James Reed. Luke Smeater. Larry Ball. And Gavin Wade. These guys will obviously all be back next year. Plenty of them stepped up big time this year. They had all kinds of roles within the team, offensively, defensively, in goal. I hope that they take note from the seniors this year, how to do things the right way, and I would encourage them all to keep the stick in their hand and stick together this summer so that we can keep working hard towards our goals here. But great job for them as well this season. Good job, guys. Alright, so we have one more for the team here. Our lone underclassman this year, freshman, doesn't play like a freshman though, Noah Arabeski. So now we'll get into the awards here. These guys here, these 4 guys, they already received these awards. So when you guys can just stand up, please hold the applause for when all 4 of them are up. These are the Varsity H, the Hamburg Athletic Department awards. They're given out each year, typically to seniors. So we have the Sportsmanship Award, Carson Comer. Leadership Award, Dylan Collins. Most Improved Player Award, Cam Giavata. And Team MVP Director's Key, Devin Collins. Alright, so now for the All-League Awards. These are all voted on by all the coaches in the area. It's kind of difficult because obviously we have a whole lot of talent on our team, so it kind of ends up being a little bit balanced, or some guys might not get what they should, or what I think they should, but it's still an award to be recognized for, and all these guys here, they've all worked extremely hard, so we'll go through them here. So, second team All-League Attack. This guy worked extremely hard, two-year starter for us, going to play in college, has a great shot, but brings it every day, and I give him credit for being more vocal this year, getting on guys, because it was definitely needed at time, and I know we'll do good things next year. Carson Comer. This next guy, another guy who played well. He was on the team last year as an underclassman. Really improved this year. He stepped up big in some of our games here this past year, and I look forward to working with him again next year. Just got to keep working hard. Gavin Wade. Next up, a guy who's very versatile, works very hard and wants to be good. We played a little bit of both midi and attack. Really stepped up towards the end of the season for us, and I know that as long as he keeps working hard, he'll do some great things next year. Larry Voss. And then we got another junior here, stepped up massive for us at many times in the season. Kind of had a little rocky start to the season, but I cannot give him enough credit in his position to continue to come to work every day at practice. And I mean, at the end of the season in the Canandaigua game, really kept us in the game, had a massive game for us. It was lights out, could not ask for much more, but Derek Benfield. And then lastly for this, another junior stepped up huge for us, had to battle some adversity throughout the season, was out for a little bit, but stepped up huge in our Section 5 games, multiple goals in all of those games basically. And I know that next year he'll be a huge part of our offense, and we're going to need him to carry a lot of the workload. James Reed. That's it for these guys. So thanks, guys. Good job. So next up, we have first team All-League. First up, senior. Really improved a ton from this year to last year, but extremely selfless person. Didn't even play this position last season. Was a complete force in every single game, got us multiple possessions, complete workhorse all around. I know that he'll be doing good things at college level next year. Cam Giavata. as I mentioned earlier, this guy had a great season, controlled the ball for us at the face-off backs, tons of ground balls, a real workhorse. I mean, if you don't have the ball, you can't win really. And in a lot of our bigger games, we hung right in there because he did a great job. Was hanging in there with the best face-off guys in Rochester, which says a lot. Luke Smeager. Next up here, another guy who was extremely consistent throughout the season, the backstop of the defense, a great job, had some huge games against Pittsburgh, St. Joe's, double-digit saves, and low goals by then. I know he'll be ready to go for next year as well, Lucas Carmichael. And then last up for this, I just mentioned it a little bit. He may be a freshman, but definitely does not act or play that way. I know he's got a super bright future, a great defender. He made the Upstate Under Armour team for 2025. It's the top 2025, 2026 players for Upstate New York. I'm super pumped that we will have him for 3 more years. I'm sure our opponents are not pumped about that. But we'll need him to step up big time and do quite a bit more as we're graduating a couple of solid defensemen. But he definitely has a bright future, just needs to keep working hard on the field and in the classroom. And I know that he'll be doing some big things. Noah Narabeski. Yeah, great job to all these guys this year. Obviously the ones that are returning, I need you guys to step up quite a bit more next year, but good season and way to go. These two guys, can't really say enough about them. They really set the tone for our team. They bring it every single day. They've been on varsity since they were freshmen, but I mean, they work extremely hard. They have success, but they also want their teammates to do even better, and they demand excellence from them. I know they'll be really successful at the next level. It's been an absolute pleasure to be their coach. I've also known them for a really long time, so it's really good to see the kind of guys that they become. I hope that they stay involved in the program and will be around for a while. They got first team All-League, All-Western New York, and All-American, U.S. Lacrosse All-American, Dylan and Devin Collins. Alright, so the last award that we have tonight is the Joe Resetarix Award. This goes to most outstanding player. This guy, he really I think he set the tone for the entire team. You know, things weren't always easy throughout the season. It took our offense a little bit, about halfway through the season or closer to the end of the season, to really get rolling. Just due to things like lack of focus in practice sometimes. And I mean, I think a lot of guys were getting frustrated frustrated when things might not be going the best, but he would always come talk to me, ask me questions. After a tough game, he'd come sit with me at the front of the bus because he really wanted our team to be great. And I mean, like I just mentioned, puts his teammates before himself. A great player, great person. Super proud of him. My brother and I would joke that his nickname is the Commander because by the end of the season, he's the one taking charge and making sure everyone's in line and doing their jobs. But I know he'll do great things next year at Canisius College. His attitude, energy is infectious. You can't really say enough about him. Dylan Collins. As we come to the conclusion of this celebration, I'd just like to say thank you again to all the parents and all the players. Without everyone involved, we're not able to have this great program that we do. I look forward to hopefully seeing the graduated seniors around, wish them nothing but the best in their future endeavors, and encourage them all to stick around and help out if they have any time to help with the program. The youth program's really been growing quite a bit, and we look to continue to push it and grow it, because without a great youth program, we can't have the success that we do here today. All the returning players, as I previously mentioned, I encourage you to keep a stick in your hand over summer, stick together, hang out with each other, so that we can have this type of season that we did this past year every year. There's plenty of prep to do for next spring. But again, a special thank you to all the parents. Like I said earlier, all the travel, the time commitment, it's a whole lot. I know that there's not a lot of other lacrosse programs that have like year-round stuff for all the kids that we try to do here, but it's all to get them in the right direction, keep them working hard, and get the most out of them. And like I said earlier, this senior class really can be something that we got returning guys should look up to, as they did things the right way. They worked super hard, and then I want you guys to be in the same boat when it's your turn up. So thank you, everyone. This season has been an absolute blast, and I look forward to hopefully seeing everyone out at summer ball. Thanks.
First off, I'd like to thank my coaches and teammates for an amazing season. It was truly more to remember, amazing memories that I'll never forget. I wasn't really prepared for this. I found out maybe an hour ago that I was going to speak. Not a good thing. Yeah, I'm really proud of the things this team has accomplished, and I am so excited to see what the young group has in store for them and what they'll bring next year, and I know they'll go far. Thank you. Thank you.